conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to Dr. TSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shivaprasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello. And a warm welcome to one of the finest guests we have been waiting to hear, Dr. Gautam Das, a physician from Kolkata. This is how he wants to be introduced, and he is just not a man of mere exuberance or emotions. He is a man of words. That is why he is going to come up with such a beautiful presentation. Believe me, every commoner, every citizen on this earth will understand what is happening in and around. Because I just wanted to play some photographs of our Honorable Prime Minister touring Rome, Europe, wherein he meets Pope and other dignitaries, no mask. When our Honorable Prime Minister appears on television, he has a mask. That beats my intelligence. Only Dr. Gautam Das ji should explain me. Similarly, can I show them, sir? Because for the world,
Yes.
that's how we'll start from here. Only then they will understand how these politicians, whether they're confused or trying to confuse people across. And our another honorable minister from Telangana, he's on a tour. Similarly, he's on a tour in, again, he's touring Europe. He's in France. He also, there is nothing that I don't understand. How can this be? That is why I thought I'll just show them. And we have shown this. And then people are asking me, they are sending me the messages. Sir, what is the vaccine they have taken? That also should be made clear. How these countries are allowing, how many doses they took and which vaccine, in what interval. So I said, fine, that also we will ask, no problem. And you preach something and you practice something else. That is also equally bad. You are trying to create a fear psychosis, but same protocols doesn't apply to you. That means the world is out of this fear psychosis, but still, in whose benefit are these vaccines or mandates, protocols are being imposed on people? These politicians should come out clean, irrespective of all political, because we have no enmity. I'm just trying to put it official as possible. So, meanwhile, you can just give your side of story, sir. 1 minute, you can introduce yourself, Dr. Gautam ji. And before we start actually playing your,
Okay.
I'll make your
You
present.
have given very just introduction. I need not give any more.
Sir, because I wanted to play these visuals so that what answer they are going to give it to world and India, even world leaders also should come out clean as to why this fear psychosis. Unfortunately, children are being masked to the school, and what type of masks they are proposing to, and how safe they are. It is moisturing your own released carbon dioxide and whatever other diseases if you have, and you are being made to, breathe all such type of things, then how good it is. Yeah, now we have, I'll start. I hope the entire world has to watch this. This is not from my bench. Minister of External Affairs, India. The climb, Honorable Prime Minister. I don't know whether it is Honorable Prime Minister gifting or the Pope, the highly revered and respected Pope gifting. Because either way, our Honorable Prime Minister, the other day, has opened up coal blocks for auction and is invited world to explore oil and gas. With that, the emissions what will happen to the climate. So that is why, now here also you see, is there any mask for anyone? What happened to the protocols? Are the protocols mandated only for commoners to create fear psychosis, so that under trial, under emergency use authorization, spending public money without liability and compensation, are we being imposed such type of vaccines? Why no one is wearing a mask here? It's a big issue, because we have seen our Honorable Prime Minister, when he addresses the nation, he is masked. We don't know. Here also, in close, I will show another one much closer than this. Dr. Ji, what would you like to say about this?
So we can have an entire session with this mask, with the usage of mask and what is the science behind it.
Now here we
can
see
spend a whole session with this, but our topic is quite
different. And I'm just showing the protocols, and selling the vaccines. That's what I was, because our show is this thing. Mask will come later.
You rightly pointed out the contradictions,
Yeah,
self-contradictions in the narrative.
all leaders.
Yes.
They're all leaders, and I will present the young Kalvakuntla Tarak Ramarao ji along with Mr. Jayesh Ranjan. They are touring Paris, making agreement after agreement. When they come here, they wear masks. Now you see Europe also, they say it is on the rise. We don't see any mask mandates. Are these mask mandates only for commoners, not for politicians, religious heads? Or else you mean to say it has come down? If it has calmed down or come down, see, so proximity. Alright, sir, with these things, I hope the world is very clear. Why this ambiguity? And this ambiguity, why, when it comes to a serious issue like health, are we be on the safer side? Do we need such type of external pokes? I will make you a presenter, Dr. Gautam Das ji. Yeah, you are the presenter now. You can share the screen, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Believe me, it will be a spellbound thing. 3 different types of PowerPoint presentations. It will touch your heart. It will sensitize your brain, mind. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Just a minute.
No problem, sir. No problem. I mean, wait.
There is something popping up in my screen.
No issue, sir. That's why I just
Remove
wanted.
that.
I just wanted all the
Can I
Indians.
remove all?
Again, shall I make you? It's okay, sir. It has come properly.
No, no.
It is there, sir. Entire screen you take now. Celebrating 100 crore doses. It is there.
Okay. Just a minute. I have to minimize
Maximize it, sir.
for that. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Okay, fine.
Wonderful.
We'll be talking about the extravaganza of celebrating 100 crore doses of vaccines, COVID vaccines. Our topic is extravaganza and eccentric public health policy. This talk will be divided into three parts. In the first part, we are going to ask for whom is this celebration? What is there to celebrate? Let's start this part one of the story. What has started with Kali Bajao, and Diya Jalao has culminated into a bigger pompous show with unfurling largest tricolor at Red Fort, song and film release, and so many things. Thankfully, there was no dance sequence, at least in public view. So the flamboyant show begins. But the celebration for whom? What is there to celebrate? This is the question we are going to ask. I think you can calculate 100 crore doses of vaccine would cost at least 30,000 crore rupees. And as per agreement, the 50% of all these will be procured by the central government. So minimum amount they had to spend is 50,000 crore. 90% of it went to Covishield maker Serum Institute of India, and 10% of it went to Covaxin maker Bharat Biotech. Press reports tell us that in the earlier months, government ordered these companies, vaccine makers, they placed orders with 100% advance. And they were very much proactive, sensitive in this issue, in the placing orders. But we have a question. Why is the government so proactive and sensitive in making these orders? We know that World Economic Forum has said in a publication, we moved from a supply problem to a demand problem. What is that? In World Economic Forum, there was an article published few months back, 28th January. Its title was Three Tactics to Overcome COVID-19 Vaccine Hesitancy. It means not only non-compliance, but any questioning the efficacy or the use or the side effects about the COVID-19 vaccine tantamounts vaccine hesitancy. And see, look at this thing. They have said it is a challenge for them. Overcoming this COVID vaccine hesitancy is a lifetime challenge for them. And they came out with a marketing solution. So they said they are going ahead from a supply problem to a demand problem. Naturally, the responsibility was imposed on the respective governments to keep the demand side up. Carefully notice that not only the vaccine making companies, there were other stakeholders of vaccine trade. Who are they? AstraZeneca. Adar Poonawalla, CEO of Serum Institute of India, publicly said that 50% of the price goes to them as royalty. There are COVAX, CEPI. These are all food-mediated platforms. And through these platforms, vaccines world over are purchased and distributed. There is Gavi, Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunizations. And it was a platform of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Actually, they control the distribution, the sale, usage, everything about the vaccines all over the world. They gave $300 million to Serum Institute of India to ramp up production. So they must have the slice of the cake when these vaccines are sold. It is a common knowledge. And You see, there is a report of the Times of India. It was published few days back that Gavi's goal is to deliver 2 billion doses in 2021. So it is not only the dream of our great PM, it is not only the business strategy of Serum Institute of India, it was the goal of Gavi. What was the goal? 2 billion doses of vaccines will be delivered, should be taken up by the Indian government. And see, there is a highlighted part. They saw India as an emerging market of their vaccine. Thus, quite predictably, Serum Institute of India got a bonanza of order for 66 crore doses few days back, 9 September. But what happened? Even after getting this big bonanza order of 60 crore doses, what patrols Serum Institute of India? What makes them disquiet? See, Mr. Adar Poonawalla, CEO of Serum Institute of India, he tweeted that do the government have 80,000 crore rupees in their pocket? Then only they can afford to vaccinate everyone. It was what he tweeted. Naturally, it embarrassed the government, but something came out from this tweet. Carefully note, he presumed that everyone in India are going to be vaccinated. So he manufactured and stockpiled. Now he wants the demand from the market. So the government has to comply. And there is an indication. What is that? It's a ominous one. 80,000 crore rupees. Just compare it to the health budget of the previous year. It was 94,000 crore. This current financial year, 21-22, it was increased by just 11% actually. Whatever it is, the attempt is to gobble up 80% of the health budget. So, there is a big marketing challenge for Mr. Poonawalla, World Economic Forum, and other stakeholders. And our Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, they have the duty to solve their marketing problem, the demand problem, more specifically. But our question is, who will actually pay the heavy cost? Our Minister of State in the department, in the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Mr. Rameshwar Teli, he was candid enough. He admitted that are you not getting the COVID vaccines freely? Is it not free for all? Where will the money come from? Yes, the money is coming from by taxing the fuel. So, it is now fact that vaccine is not really free. It is bought by the money collected by tax on fuel, not by extortion. You cannot call it extortion because it is taken out of your pocket by the government. Say, how much do you pay? 1 liter petrol costs more than rupees 100. Almost 2/3 of it is extracted by the central and state governments by different forms of taxes and cess. So you pay 300% of actual price. It is not extortion, it is tax. In open market, if the vaccine were available, it could have been even cheaper. But that would have been caused some problem. What is the problem? Because perpetual extraction from your pocket would have not been possible. The stakeholders of vaccine empire, would not be happy, they could continue to tweet and embarrass government. So the government has resorted to one hole in your pocket for an indefinite period. Mr. Poonawalla has many other good reasons to celebrate and profusely thank our PM because we know that his wealth increased by 85% in first 5 months of lockdown. How? By vaccine contract and investing in test kit businesses. But there was no direct tax on wealthy people. We know the wealthy billionaires of India, they increased their wealth by 33% in the lockdown period and people suffered. Crores of jobs were lost. Many businesses perished. But people like Mr. Poonawalla and other wealthy people have many reasons to celebrate in this occasion. So they are celebrating in a flamboyant manner and thanking profusely our PM. Extravaganza continues at the cost and perils of ordinary people like us, and it mocks at the rickety public health system. Thus, we end the first part of our story with the hope that I think most of you, the viewers, you must have seen a great talented singer, Mr. Koiles Khed, singing passionately. टीके से बचेगा देश. We hope that after this session, he will sing more passionately, but without the sponsorship and script of the stakeholders of vaccine industry. Why I'm telling this? If you have seen the song that was released on this great occasion, the song was sponsored by big oil companies of our country. So we also hope that media will not remain plant piper. They will make the right noises. Thank you. Thus we end the first part of it. Now I will go to the second part of it. In the second part, we will be asking questions like, what is there to regret with relation to this extravaganza? Extravaganza, what is to regret? Within few days, we are going to celebrate Diwali, the festival of light. The purpose of this festival is to that light dispels darkness. That is the message of the festival. But here, in this glittering flamboyance, the glittering flamboyance of celebrating 100 crore doses of COVID vaccines, this glittering show hides the dark side of our public health system. And it is not an assault on the public health system. See, we are passing through double jeopardy. What are that? On one side, there is tottering economy. On the other side, there is fragile public health system. None of them could justify this glittering event. On the side of tottering economy, you see the GDP is down by 24.4%. Economic contraction is historically low, 7.4%. On the side of the public health system, the picture is grim. The health budget is 1.28% of GDP, one of the lowest in the world. We have highest TB death. We have highest infant mortality rate, and we have highest number of road accident deaths and disability. So, out of all these extravaganza and neglect and habit of looking away from the reality, what is being churned out? These are diversion of fund from basic priorities, disruption of maternal and child care, mindless neglect of child nutrition, accelerating more disease burden, escalating preventable deaths. In the following slides, I will be discussing in a bit of detail on all these issues. See, every focus is now on COVID-19. All glitz, glamour, drum beating, everything are happening centering around COVID-19. But there is a killer disease called tuberculosis, TB, which is lagging behind. Now, if we compare these two, we can have some sense. See, the case with regard to case fatality ratio, TB is 20%, TB has 20% case fatality ratio. It means out of 100, 20 people would die. But compared to that, in COVID-19, it is just 3% for admitted cases only, not all cases. And infection fatality rate is as low as 0.05%. In COVID, there is no cure. There is no definitive treatment, but TB has. In spite of having definitive treatment, 20% people die because it is the disease of poverty, disease of malnutrition, and it afflicts mostly the young group of people whose age is less than 45 years. Whereas COVID-19 afflicts mostly the elderly groups aged beyond 60 years and with high obesity. Average daily death in case of TB is 1400. In case of COVID-19, it was 2000. Cases in 2020, it was 20 lakhs, and COVID-19, many more lakhs. I have not given that particular number. Why? Because it is a problem. In case of TB, there is stringent criteria of diagnosing TB and of attributing the cause of death as TB. But that is not there in case of COVID-19. All RT-PCR positive were marked as positive cases. That is not according to the science. The science says all who are positive in test may not be a case. To be a case, they need to have clinical signs and symptoms. And the presence of mere RT-PCR does never signify the presence of infection. Note it, because infection implies the presence and multiplication of the organism, whereas RT-PCR confirms the presence of RNA of a virus, not the virus itself. So, under no condition, no circumstances, RT-PCR positive can be said as a positive case. And that was being done rampantly, and the number of deaths are piling up because of this faulty system of diagnosis. Death, almost 4.5 lakhs in case of TB and It is said in case of COVID-19, 36 lakhs or so in the case of second wave, but the numbers are grossly exaggerated, the reason of which is being explained earlier. In case of TB, it also spread by droplet infections. It is contagious. But there was no provision of masking. We never say that we should put mask on everybody's face because the TB is so rampant in our country. But we have put mask in case of COVID-19, which is far less lethal. Now, if we see the function of vaccine, the BCG vaccine usually given to the children, newborn children, this vaccine is 100 years old, yet we do not apply it en masse. Why? Because we do not have yet clear idea how much efficacious it is. Efficacy varies between 80% to 0%. So it is given just to the children. What is the objective? Objective is the same as is with the case of COVID-19 vaccines. What is that? It doesn't prevent infection. It prevents severity and hospitalization and death. If same applies to COVID-19 vaccines, why should we go for mass vaccination? Now the question is, who bears the brunt? Definitely, the people at the lower rung of our economy, they suffer the most. Why? Because they are afflicted by TB. TB mostly afflicts them, the poorer people, the people with bad hygiene, the people with athletic condition of nutrition, they suffer mostly. And this TB detection is down by 41% in 2020. The reason being disruption of healthcare delivery because of various restrictive actions of the government, prohibitive actions on the movement of the people, and disruption of the healthcare delivery system. 40% of the TB national program resources was diverted to COVID-19. What are going to be the consequences? There will be more undetected infection, more chance of community spread, more disease burden, and 20% jump in additional deaths in next 5 years. It was estimated by international organizations who are responsible for the assessment of TB world over. And it will directly cause 4.5 lakh deaths in the next 5 years. 4.5 lakh deaths. Will we ever mind about death? This magnitude of death, 4.5 lakhs deaths which are preventable, which are going to happen due to this skewed approach in our healthcare delivery system in public domain. We are frightened by COVID-19, which is least fatal with 0.05% infection fatality rate. Whereas we forget about our children's fate. More than 2,000 children die every year due to communicable diseases like diarrhea, influenza, dengue, measles, diphtheria, and malnutrition. And daily average death in COVID-19 is also 2,000. 3.2% of them die before their first birthday due to same communicable diseases. And this 3.2% death rate is much, much lower than the infection fatality rate of COVID-19. See, if we forget our children, the pathetic end of our children, the tragic death of the children before they reach their first year of life, what will future hold for us? it is really a bleak future that is looming large. And it is exacerbated by this faulty allocations of money, meager money that we have. Meager budget for nutrition just 2700 crore as opposed to 35,000 crore for a single item that is called COVID vaccine. And there is no doubt that it will add to our gloom and tragedy in case of maternal and child health. And tragedy doesn't end here. Next strategy is to give untested and experimental gene-based vaccines. Mind it, I repeat, gene-based vaccines. We do not know what long-term effect will it have, what will it do 4 or 5 years down the line. We do not know. Still, we are bent on throwing our children to vaccines. So we ask the pertinent question, that is this COVID vaccine going to be the last straw on the back of rickety public healthcare delivery system? With this, we end the second part of this evolving story, but we are not pessimistic. We believe that any course corrections is possible in our great country because we have human resources, we have talented people like many top health strategists who are still speaking for the people. And if there is political will, we can definitely change the course of our action. We hope that our public health strategists will now pause, rethink, and revise their COVID vaccine strategy. Here are the sources of information that I have mentioned in this part. Global Tuberculosis Report 2021, published by World Health Organization. There is Stop TB Partnership. See in this table the first column. It clearly shows the excess death that I'm talking about. The excess death between 2020 and 2025 in the coming 5 years, the excess death that we are going to face. This is the press report. 41% of reporting of TB is down. The Wire reports we have highest rates of infant mortality rate in the world. It is a very informative work published in a prestigious journal, Impact of COVID-19 Pandemic on Maternal and Child Health Services in UP, India. And they have also said in the highlighted portion, you can see this scenario will ultimately result in an increase in maternal and child mortality rates, along with the enhancement of other problems like increased pregnancy-related complications, malnutrition among children. Here is the UNICEF data on COVID-19 and children, how it is affecting the nutritional state, poor nutritional state of our children, and we are allocating a meager 2,700 crore for nutrition. And there is a very informative information box. You can see. I just want you to look at this point. See, COVID-related special provisions is nil. It means for increasing number of beds, for oxygen, The government allocated nothing extra, it is zero. But for vaccines, they have allocated 35,000 crore rupees. From this asymmetry, you can understand what are their priorities. Is it to save the precious lives, or is it to ramp up or keep up the demand side? This is a question we are putting in this session. There is also a report, the highlighted portion you can see. For nutrition, rupees 2,700 crore. For COVID-19 vaccines, 35,000 crore. And for Ayush department alone, it was 76,900 crore. So with this, we come to end of the second part. Now we will be going to the third part of our story. In this part, we would raise some fundamental questions. Behind this extravaganza of continuing mass vaccination against COVID-19, is there any science, logic, or common sense? Extravaganza, where is the science, logic, and common sense? We will try to put the fact in context. Why? Because many of the questions we are raising here are not answered by the media. Most of the time, the answers that they churn out or the information they give out to us is confusing and leave us clueless. So we will try to get some clues from the discussing the questions in the next slides. The first, the very basic question is, why should we vaccinate against a least fatal disease, COVID-19? See, it has been narrated as a monster, great killer disease. It is wreaking havoc all over the world. That is how we were fed news every day in our television channel and in our newspapers. But what is the reality? Reality is this. Natural recovery is 97 to 98%. Survival rate is 99% below 70 years. Infection fatality rate is 0.23. It is the world average. In case of India, it is further low, 0.05. Now, you can compare this COVID-19 with its predecessor, which was SARS-1 and MERS. In case of SARS-1, the infection fatality rate was 10%, and in case of MERS, it was 30%. But in total, few hundreds of people got killed during this epidemic with SARS-1 and MERS. Yes, it is the science. The disease, which is highly contagious, is spread to the faraway place, spread over a wider geographical area, but kill very few. This is the dynamics of the epidemic. This is the dynamics of epidemic. The disease which is proved killer cannot spread further. Why? Because if they kill the host, they lose the medium to spread further. That is the science. And this science is turned on its head by the media, because media started to teach us the immunology, not the immunologists themselves. So we can safely conclude that Deaths due to COVID-19 are mostly seen in high age groups and high obesity. Who prediction of infection fatality rate? The first fear mongering started at the level of who? They predicted that infection fatality rate is going to be 3% to 5%. It was quite high. But the reality proved it false. And they never regretted. They never mentioned it in the literature that they have some miscalculations. They didn't. So COVID-19 is highly contagious but least fatal. Why we are going to vaccinate against a least fatal disease when we deal with so many least fatal disease like influenza A, influenza B, adenoviruses, and many such respiratory viruses. A fantastic chart. We got it from a path-breaking study by none other than world-famous top epidemiological scientist of today. He is Professor P.A. Ioannidis. He did this path-breaking work, collated the data from all over the world, and this is the result before your screen. See, above 60, the chance of survival is 99%. Above 50, the chance of survival is 99.73%. It means the fatality rate is 0.27%. And in the younger and children group, below 19, the survival rate is 99.9973. It means the fatality rate is 0.0027%. So, chance of a child dying with COVID-19 1,000 times less than that of a man of 70 years. Now the question is, why should we mass vaccinate against an endemic disease? Yes, we have reached the endemic stage of COVID-19. It was said by none other than Dr. Gagandeep Kang. She is a member of COVID working group. She said it. And what is this meant by endemic stage? It means that epidemic with a novel virus starts because none of the community has been exposed to this virus, so most of them are susceptible to it, they get infected, so the epidemic spreads very fast, afflict most of the society very rapidly, but when the number of susceptibles are depleted, the number of deaths climb down and we reach a dynamic equilibrium stage which is called endemic stage. It means we have to live with this virus just we do with other viruses. There are so many endemic diseases in our country because ours is a tropical country. We live with so many viruses and other disease causing agents. COVID-19 virus, that means SARS-CoV-2, will be one among them. If that be so, why should we go for mass vaccination? What is the science behind it? The initial idea of vaccination. So, many vaccine enthusiasts, vaccine fanatics, vaccine romantics, they taught us many things through media and other platforms, social media platforms. We were told that the vaccine is very much necessary. Why? Because there is no cure. So to save humanity, we need vaccine, and the researchers and scientists are working overtime. The vaccine manufacturing company CEOs are spending sleepless night because they cannot abdicate the responsibility. They have great responsibility to save the humanity. So, on the basis of bioinformatics, cutting edge technology, they are making vaccines over the weeks, get it tested over another few weeks, and put it to you. That was the logic and that was the narrative. Next, we are very much known, we are very much familiar with this thing that we must break the chain of transmission. To restore normalcy, we must reach herd immunity. And when we'll reach herd immunity, two experts said that when 60 to 70% of us gets antibody, we have herd immunity. And that is also endorsed by their superior, who is World Economic Forum. Study shows that vaccines are 95 to 97% efficacious. That is what we are told. One after another vaccine is coming to the market. They're beating their own drums that their vaccine, someone says that their vaccine is 95%, someone says that their vaccine is 97% efficacious. These are all based on interim studies. Remember, these interim studies were unethical and unscientific because the international rule of this vaccine study research is that until the end points are reached, no vaccine data could be accessed by the manufacturer. This is unethical. This is unlawful. This can only be, this is to be kept under the custody of data monitoring committee. But every company had the access to this data. They got it, they put it out and called it interim report, which was thoroughly irrational, not only irrational, but unethical also. Vaccines don't prevent you from getting infected. Yes, that is what we learned from the chief scientist of WHO, Dr. Soumya Swaminathan. He told in the media, he said in media that we are not sure, we have not enough evidence, we cannot say for sure certain that this vaccine is going to prevent you from getting infected or will it block the transmission. Now it is quite clear that these vaccines are not going to prevent you from infection and neither will it stop the transmission. Then for what? Will be given vaccine? Will be taking vaccine? For what reason? The reason is that they tell us vaccines will reduce severity, hospitalization, and death. Okay, very good. Natural immunity unreliable. Vaccine-induced immunity is stronger. And we have seen many pundits, vaccine apologists. They are writing in the newspapers, they are telling in television channels that natural immunity is unreliable, especially when a person is mildly symptomatic, he develops a very weak immunity against the disease. But all tall claims they made has fallen flat, and all the myths that they spread have already been busted by some serious scientific researchers. We are now familiar with these researches, and you can go to the site and search on your own. This study shows that immunity from natural infection is 30 to 27 times more robust than vaccine-induced immunity. And now, I shall come to the effectiveness of vaccine. So, you are mesmerized by the cherry-picked informations So the vaccine is efficacious, but efficacy and effectiveness do not mean the same thing. Effectiveness of a new vaccine or any drug for that matter is judged by NNTV. It means number needed to vaccinate. Simply speaking, how many number of vaccines do you need to prevent one infection? That is called NNTV. Ideally, it should be one. But what has been seen? In reality, the Vaccine Journal, the renowned journal called Vaccine, in their publication dated 26th July this year, they said that their study revealed, because they studied post-vaccination scenario from across the world, they saw that this NNTV world over average is 200 to 700. In India, NNTV of Covishield is 2051. It was revealed by a study done by Medical Journal Armed Forces. Though this particular article talked highly about the effectiveness of vaccines, but they could not hide a very important piece of information. You see, in highlighted form, the NNTV was 2051. Now you can guess how effective it is. The biggest blow came from the deputy editor of British Medical Journal. He was Dr. Peter Doshi. He directly questioned this theory of reducing hospitalization, severity, and death. He categorically asked, where have these studies done? Were these the really endpoints of the studies? No. He has clearly written in his article that the trials that boasted of efficacy that were not designed at all to study severe disease. And the company itself characterized severe COVID-19 endpoints, so there is no question of death. They didn't even record the rate of hospitalization. And all the studies showed zero COVID death. So how could they assess that this vaccine is going to reduce severity, hospitalization, and death? Now let us see whether it stood the test of time. See, in the vaccine article that I have mentioned just now, they shattered all the myths. What is that myth? Many times we were taught that in case of starting vaccinations in pregnancy, in lactating mothers, they are going to vaccinate the children, and in case of finding blood clots post-vaccination, in every cases, they want to justify the action or the side effect of the vaccines by saying the one word. That has almost become a sermon. Benefits far outweigh the risk. It was repeated ad nauseum, but this vaccine journal shattered the myth into pieces. They said, what is the risk-benefit ratio of the vaccine? Now come to the risk-benefit ratio. In reality, not by conjecture, not by hypothesis, not by the media spun stories. What is the reality showing? It's so it revealed the risk benefit ratio is 2 2 is to 3. It means if you vaccinate 1 lakh people, you can prevent 3 deaths, but you will incur 2 deaths. That means risk benefit ratio is 2 is to 3. But with these, they warned also. Read the highlighted portion at the below. Real life data also supports ratios as high as 2 is to 1. That means the chance of risk is twice than the chance of benefit. So it is clearly going to harm the recipient of vaccine. It violates the basic principle of medicine. First principle of medicine, what is that? Do no harm. And now more and more studies are coming to the fore. This is a fantastic graphical depiction of what is happening with the rise of vaccinations. These charts where I got it thanks to Professor Amitabh Banerjee and Dr. B. Chakladar. They prepared the chart by extrapolating the number of infections and deaths obtained from Worldometer and extrapolating it on the monthly rate of vaccinations obtained from vaccine tracker. In this slide, it is clear that in Sri Lanka, before the vaccine rollout, there is no discernible cases or even deaths. But as the vaccination picks up, gets momentum, there are rising number of cases as well as deaths. This is what Professor Amitabh Banerjee called Sri Lankan paradox. Now see the situation in United Kingdom, daily rise of cases and daily deaths in similar fashion with the rise of vaccination rate. And it is the scenario of India post-vaccination, and there is a clear evidence that India is following the same pattern. And this is another study of European Journal of Epidemiology. It was published 2 days back. It had studied the post-vaccine scenario of 68 countries from all over the world, 2,947 US counties. They noticed that, they wrote it in their conclusion that in the countries like Iceland and Portugal, where vaccination rate is more than 70%, there is more number of cases per million. Whereas in the countries like Vietnam and South Africa, where the vaccination rate is as low as 10%, the number of cases, new cases per million is far low. And they have demonstrated that there is disturbing trend of rising number of hospitalizations and deaths with the increase in vaccination rate. See, the CDC reported an increase from 0.01% to 9% hospitalization. The rate of hospitalization shot up from 0.01% to 9%. And the deaths also increased from near 0% to 15.1%. and the counties of USA where the vaccination rate is nearly 90%, they are top on the number of rising cases and deaths. And these are happening among the fully vaccinated people. So, and Israel is also a case in point. 60% of Israel's population was fully vaccinated. So 80% of all the adult populations were fully vaccinated by 2 doses. Now they are thronging the hospitals, having severe disease, and the people who are getting admitted in the hospitals, 90% of them are fully vaccinated. So all the narratives are going to collapse. Now, a very important study that was done in our country, it was the fourth round seroprevalence survey. It was done jointly by WHO, AIMS. It revealed that 67% of people have COVID antibodies. So, in the third round survey, it was only 24%. That was just after the first wave. In the following, means second wave, 60% of people were naturally infected, recovered, and have their antibodies in their blood. And very interesting findings was that the people who live in more crowded places have higher percentage of antibodies compared to the people who live in secluded places, in high rises, etc. So, after coming out, this report came out. Obviously, we can conclude that we have reached the threshold of herd immunity, because it was the WHO experts who told that when 60 to 70% of population got antibodies, we reach the stage of herd immunity. So if we reach the herd immunity by having 60% of people getting their antibodies, what is the point of mass vaccination? That is what respected Dr. Sanjay Rai, Professor of Community Medicine, AIMS, has emphatically said that vaccinating the naturally infected and those who recovered is irrational, unscientific, and unethical. It carries more risk. Why? Because natural immunity gives the person a long-lasting and stronger protection. Along with that, these vaccines have some side effects. If we consider that giving this in persons who have got COVID antibodies is not scientific at all. It is wastage of precious public money. And there was a deep concern expressed by the IPHA, Indian Public Health Associations. Top 20 epidemiologists wrote a letter under the auspices of IPHA to our government. Please look at it, have a relook. But it is quite clear they didn't care to listen. They are going for mass vaccinations. And this statement categorically said that this unplanned mass vaccination may increase the chance of mutant strain. Now, we all know the story of selfish giant. Initially, Selfish Giant declined the children to let them in his garden, but the selfish vaccine giants are luring the children, luring their parents to send them to his garden of vaccine. Children are now target of this selfish vaccine giant. In spite of the fact that the great experts of medicine, pediatrics all over the world, they are giving warning repeatedly that it is going to be a great disservice to human being, to human society. It is going to be an unpardonable thing that we cannot afford to do. Professor Martin Kulldorff, one of the writers of Great Barrington Declaration, he categorically said in a TV interview that I don't think children should be vaccinated for COVID. I'm a huge fan of vaccinating children for measles, for mumps, for polio, for rotavirus, and many other diseases that is critical. COVID is not a huge threat to children. That is what we are also stressing on the fact that due to many restrictive measures, lopsided priorities, the normal vaccination of children suffered a lot. And if the health strategists now want to have the children get vaccinated by these untested experimental gene-based COVID vaccines, we do not know where we are heading to. Because we must remember that the children has 1,000 times less chance of dying than a man of 70 years old with COVID-19. When there is some demand problem, as was revealed by the publication of World Economic Forum, that they moved from supply problem to the demand problem. We should never blame it on children to shore up the demand. That will be a gravest crime, unpardonable crime. See, in the reputed pediatrics journal, Benjamin Lee and William Ruska, they wrote that the children do not spread the disease to the adults. They do not transmit the disease. They are not the cause of the disease. So there is no reason of keeping the school shut. In spite of so many warnings, revelations, people who are powerful, who are in decision-making capacity in our public health expert area, they are going ahead to vaccinate the children. Why I'm telling this? Because over last few days, CEO of Serum Institute of India, who are making Covishields, they thanked repeatedly our PM. Now we have understood what was the reason behind his celebrating and thanking repeatedly. And he has also told that he had 1 month stock of Covavax. These Covavax was made for the children. And see, one piece of information given to us by the Indian Express. It tells Adar Poonawalla, trial of vaccine for children going on smoothly, review by year end. Carefully read it, the part which is shown here. Covovax vaccine trials for children is going on smoothly in India. And if all goes well, the vaccine could be recommended by January or February next year. Adar Poonawala, CEO of Serum Institute of India, has said. So, what can you gather from this piece of information? It is very clear. It waits for 80,000 crore. He manufactures and stockpiles 200 million doses. Before any official authorization, he oversees vaccine trial. Otherwise, he could not say that the vaccine studies are going smoothly. He expects the clearance by February. So, I think you can guess now who is the jury, judge, and decision maker in this vaccine bonanza, vaccine market. So, where does logic and common sense lead us to? Where has there been so much festivity and flamboyance? I think it is now clear to some extent to us. For them, it is a great moment of glory because somebody is reaping huge amount of benefit. But for us, remember, it is a moment of deep worry. With this, we end this third and concluding part, but at the end, a great editorial of British Medical Journal is worth mentioning. I will put before you. It was published last year at the height of this so-called pandemic. The title was COVID-19 Politicization, Corruption and Suppression of Science. The last highlighted portion will keep us hunting. I read it for you. Politicization of science was enthusiastically deployed by some of history's worst autocrats and dictators, and it is now regrettably commonplace in democracies. The medical political complex tends towards suppression of science to aggrandize and enrich those in power, and as the powerful become more successful and richer and further intoxicated with power, the inconvenient truths of science are suppressed. When good science is suppressed, people die. But should we let the people die? Should we let science get suppressed? Thank you.
Wonderful, sir. That's what I was trying to tell in the beginning itself. It will be a spellbound presentation, and you have lived much better than what I was assuming it to be. Will you come out of presentation mode, sir?
No. Yes, you can.
You still
Go
have
ahead,
any?
go ahead.
You still have anything to show?
What I have done? I'm putting some wrong button.
No, you want to show some more
What shall I do?
slides?
Oh, someone, yes, I can.
Yeah, please
If
go
you
ahead.
want.
Yeah, please share, sir.
No, I have ended my presentation. Now, if you have any questions or any discussions, you can.
Yeah, I
proceed.
will. Then I'll just come back to the normal mode so that yeah, we are out to the normal mode now.
Reattach cameras. Okay.
Yeah, now we have come back to normal. Yeah, it is wonderful, sir. Wonderful. One of the best presentations we have been having, right from the likes of Dr. Amitav Banerjee to all wonderful guests who dot, including you. And to be honest with you, for this Diwali, it is a festival of light to dispel dark. Dr. TSPR channels has been in the forefront to dispel dark of lack of proper scientific logical information. At least we have feel these Dr. TSPR channels with wonderful guests like Dr. Gautam Das, Dr. Pinto Banerjee, and wonderful other guests, whether it is climate, health, education, now science, vaccine science. These wonderful guests appearing with such wonderful presentations, PowerPoint presentations. Every small bit of information is properly evidenced with the link from where it is gathered. What else you want? Don't you think before Diwali we are celebrating week after week this celebration wherein we are dispelling the darkness, we are coming out of the darkness as far as COVID and the commercial vaccine science is concerned. After all, it is health which matters. Health is wealth. We are not dealing with any machines, or for that matter, very true, sorry to say, because for animal lovers, we are not guinea pigs. With due respects to every mammal on this earth, because they are the ones who are touted to become laboratory testing tools. Is India turned into something like that? With these politico medical, or I should put it as politico pharmacy, insurance, and other
Complex.
nexus? Yeah, politico medical complex.
Complex. Yes.
Is it in larger public interest? Now I ask you, Dr. Gautam Das ji, I have shown you the first visuals of our Prime Minister touring Europe. What do you think? What vaccine you would have taken? Because when he toured America, there was someone tweeted, he said, I have taken Covaxin. I am allowed to enter only Nepal and Iran. How our Prime Minister is traveling to America and how American country is allowing him. Now today we are seeing is touring Europe. From there you will be going country after country. What the same mandate for normal citizens, get vaccine certificate. Prior to that you have to have RT-PCR test. Do you think these things have applied to these VVIPs? I should not say VVIPs, they are public representatives because we have elected them and with our taxes they run. It is not their private jet. Yes, Dr. Ji.
Yes. In that sense, if they are role models for the public, they should do what they preach. That is the very basic thing. But when they do not, it raises more questions, it creates confusion. But we should always look at the science and logic and common sense behind everything, including masking. What is the rationality behind masking everyone? There are many studies that clearly show that these masks often do more harm than good. Why? Because you have said that in the beginning of this show, if I am right, that what we are exhaling, the carbon dioxide, we are re-inhaling it because we are breathing through a mask, through a piece of cloth that changes the respiratory physiology. And not myself, there are many logical doctors who wonder why so many from the medical communities defy the very basic principle of medical science, that when you put a piece of cloth before your face, the respiratory physiology gets changed.
Common sense.
And it harms.
Yes.
It harms. Because, you see, very interesting thing, I like to share with you that there is some indications where people ventilate more than they require. That means they are hyperventilating. Some psychological patients, they have more respiratory rate than they should do, and we advise them to put a mask-like thing before his mouth to retain the carbon dioxide so that the rate of respiration goes down. We apply it, but the reverse thing is happening. The reverse thing is happening. Everyone is taught to put a mask before it. It changes. Especially it harms the children. Especially it harms those who have usually low oxygenation rate, like bronchial asthma, like heart failure. These type of patients do suffer from low level of hypoxia, and this could be dangerous for them. This could be dangerous for them. And most ridiculous thing is that people are wearing not only one, two, three, or more vaccine with the belief that they will prevent them from vaccines invading into his respiratory system. This is, what should I say? Not science at all. This is not science at all. But one thing is sure, that they have imposed a model behavior. If I get an opportunity, I can present you one of my slides where I have shown that how they are applying
Shall I?
psychological model.
Shall I make you a presenter now,
A
or you want to?
psychological model. There are psychological model. Right from the beginning of this pandemic, they are they're applying this model.
Okay.
Even right in the case of vaccination, they are applying the same model. And very interesting thing is that American Psychological Association has publicly said it is their great responsibility to fight off the vaccine hesitancy from the forefront.
Now,
So
shall
when we raise any question about the vaccine, it tantamounts to vaccine hesitancy. That they are going to tide over, get it over by applying some marketing solution on one side and psychological model on the other side. That psychological model is feel, see and behave. That is what I can share with you. In this, I have shown that slide. The World Economic Forum has published an article called Key Tactics to Overcome Vaccine Hesitancy. And they have presented a model, a psychological model. First, apply to the thought of the people, the emotion of the people, play on the emotions. If he doesn't comply, then apply another thing. Then, if not, still resistant, then produce some behavior norm. What is that behavior norm?
You can-
behavior norm is that
you can present the slide.
if the state is taking vaccine
You can present the slide too.
right now. Right now, I have not the slide. I have to arrange it. I can come to your show.
Oh, okay.
Next occasion,
Yes.
if I get, I can present the.
We have next week.
whole thing.
Next week, what we'll do is you come up with
Yes,
that
yes, we
psychological, how they are trying to destroy the psyche and the health of the citizen across the globe. We will have like that topic.
Hmm.
And another question:
Yes, yes.
why is that Indian Medical Association is keeping calm and trying slowly to impose all the dictates at the cost of public suffering? And how is that Indian Council of Medical Research should have been an independent body is being dictated by World Health Organization?
Yes, yes. You have rightly pointed out. But the thing is that this is very shocking that Indian Medical Association is not raising the right questions, not making the right noises that should have been. But we expect that they will understand and raise the question before it is too late. It is already late, no doubt about it, but I hope they will speak out. At least if not at organization level, some of them will definitely speak out. And it is not only India. If you see all over the world, especially the regulatory authorities, regulatory health authorities in the matter of health, medical science, researches, they are promoting not science. It can be called bad science or pseudoscience. Regarding this, Professor Ioannidis has written a very good article. I will definitely share with you. There he regretted that how the good science has been being repressed, not from the beginning of COVID-19, but much before than that. they were stopped from speaking out the truth because whole science is now controlled by powerful capital. True scientists find it very difficult to speak out or to reveal uncomfortable truths. Not only uncomfortable, which are useless truths for them, because truths are only acceptable for them if that helps them mint money. That is where the whole scientific community has been seized. They are under siege. The simple word, they are under siege.
Seize
I
for
believe
monetary gains. Seize
that-
for monetary gains at the cost of public suffering because they themselves don't take any vaccines. Now I have been questioning through this show the Honorable Prime Minister, our Honorable Minister KTR, as well as our Honorable Opposition leader Rahul Gandhi ji. Did they take mandatory RT-PCR test before flying or reaching any other place to place, hopping? What vaccinations they have taken? They should come clean, right? What are the vaccinations?
Right.
And are they under surveillance? Where is the data after
they
effects
should-
of?
they-
Because
they
these are the
should
big
put it in
people.
the public domain.
Yeah, it should be there in the public domain.
Yes. If they can get their picture painted in the vaccine certificate,
Yeah.
it is their duty to come out clean.
Yes, because they go to every center and they get vaccinated. Because whichever political party it is, now we are strongly believe they are being funded by these pharmacy, insurance, or you rightly said, politico medical complex. Am I right, sir?
And without hard evidence, I cannot personally comment on that, but things are indicating something very ominous.
Because now your show is very clear and pertinent to that we have been coming out with such shows. Why is that no political party, for that matter no media channel has come out and spoke on the facts? What else they need? Now you have presented, now you have fine tuned to the commonest individual citizen's mind. After this also, do you think people will have no questions to raise, or these scientific bodies, IMA, ICMR, WHO, including all political parties, don't you think? Because in democracy we are represented by political
No.
parties. How can they keep quiet? Elections
Yes,
are
yes.
being held. People go and out, mass rallies, but nothing happens to them. All of a sudden, a wave comes.
Previously it looked like a mystery.
Hmm.
Now the mystery is being revealed day by day. We are coming to understand that this media, how can it act in a unified form? They can spread one message in one voice in all corners of the world. There must be some organized process. It is there, and evidences are coming out. We understand that there is syndicate of top media houses, media organizations, and they are doing it decidedly. That is very clear to us. And in spite of knowing that there are some facts which are really linked to the interest of the people, that they are going to harm them, still they are keeping quiet. There are interests, definitely there are interests, and it will come out on the public domain. And thanks to your effort, Dr. Reddy, Shiva Prasad Reddy, and your tireless efforts will help people understand
Yeah.
who is pulling the strings from where,
Yeah.
and
Everything,
I
because
think
the
we will
bones
have it.
started, the skeleton
Exactly.
started to tumble. Now with your wonderful presentation before Dr. Amitav Banerjee and wonderful people before him, everyone has started to contribute science, logic and common sense. You go to Instagram,
Right.
every media house will have the same narrative on that topic. I question them. I go and I say, bloody, why the hell TB or other diseases which are more commoner and which are more fatal in spite of treatment being not highlighted, when the corona without treatment 99.999% survival rate is there. Can anyone challenge? Disprove us wrong. We have been inviting them, whether it is the head of the government to the head of the government at the state, ICMR to everyone including WHO. Why they are not coming out? Why these impositions at the cost of science? Even CDC, FDA, they have to answer. Now there is a question from the gentleman. We'll wind up with
And
this.
in my slide, I have shown that their narratives are gradually collapsing. The
Yeah.
narratives, the myths are getting busted.
Yeah.
So more and more, these strategists are banking on some mandates.
Yeah. Even those
And we
airlines,
have
airlines,
talked
airlines
about
also.
the mandates
Yeah.
in the Delhi.
Yeah.
That is not supported by any science. Every employee or every um, person involved with the work of the state government must have been vaccinated before coming to work. There is no science behind it because you see, the Guwahati High Court has so clear in the statement that if vaccinated and unvaccinated are equally prone to spread the disease and contract the disease, what is the difference between these two? What is the point of differentiation between these two?
Whether it is acting or not, effective or not.
Both are same. By their own admission, both vaccinated and unvaccinated has the same possibility of spreading the disease and having the disease. So there is no point of differentiation.
Right.
And this was observed by the Guwahati High Court. Even after that, the unvaccinated persons are forced to get the RT-PCR done every 3 days. I do not know what is the science behind it. Why every third day? Why not every day? Why not every hour? Why not every 3 hours? No explanation. Right from the beginning, we are saying very interesting thing, mysterious thing that have not occurred earlier. That one thing is said from the position of top that you have to follow without asking any question. Without asking any question. That is the diktat.
Are we in a
That is
democracy?
in any way not going
No, are we in a democracy?
going to help
These
the
right from
democracy.
Prime Minister,
It
Chief
knows the
Ministers.
democracy. It
No, no.
knows.
Are we in a democracy or not? Because
we are worried
right
about-
from Prime Minister appears, Chief
We
Minister
are very much
appears
worried.
on show, ICMR appears, WHO just come on the show on some news channel. They pass the dictate. What is this? There is no discussion in assembly, no discussion in parliament. Such a serious issue. All these political parties need to answer because people will run behind them. That is why I'm questioning through this show, through you. What is that RT-PCR vaccines these political leaders we have shown on the screen have taken? They have to prove, and then even those manufacturers. Otherwise, people's wrath, because it is public money. Because of Corona,
Yes,
it has
absolutely.
deprived and destroyed employment. For basic necessities, people are running helter skelter. And how can you spend public money to make new rich? We have seen during vaccination one entering Forbes list, and our honorable, I don't want to say, they were celebrating immediately when the public hue and cry, they came down. And another thing, they said these days more heart attacks increasing, but the deaths are not caused,
Yes, yes.
counted as real cause. Why? Because
That is very much worrying. That is very much worrying, and that they cannot deny it. CDC even cannot deny it, included it in the side effects that young people might have heart inflammations called myocarditis, and they are getting this. It is on record. They cannot deny it. They are denying it. They are not directly denying it, but they're saying the same sermon that the benefits far outweigh the risk. That is what they are telling many number of times.
And before, this is the last question to you,
You can't
and we want you to come with more psychological evidences next time, next week, most probably, with such wonderful PowerPoint presentation. Before we say bye, we as doctors, don't you think we have got utmost responsibility when someone like SII, what is that, Poonawalla, comes out every now and then? He says we have stockpiling and we are ready for the third wave and we are ready experimenting on children. Who the hell he is? Is this from the scientific world? Is he from the scientific world? Why a doctor is
No,
taking
that's-
this? Why a doctor is taking a dictate? First ethical course should be do no harm. Why the hell the doctors fraternity, including Indian Medical Association,
Yes.
Ayush, everyone is sleeping in spite of the bill passed in Rajya Sabha. What is your narrative on that, sir? Who the hell is comes on channels dictating terms to us? What is this?
You see, we have seen this from the very beginning of this so-called pandemic. I am telling it so-called because they have some reasons. So, the richest man on the earth, he predicted the coming of this pandemic. What is the science behind it? We are eager to know. He was not a doctor, medical doctor. He was not an epidemiologist. He was not an microbiologist. He was warning the world about the recurrence and resurgence of epidemic and advising the people to get prepared. Prepared means to expand the market of vaccines. That is the only thing, that is the only dimension of preparation. It is the pertinent question to be asked. What is meant by the preparation of this handling pandemic? Is it only by vaccines? Likewise, we are seeing the same thing in our country. The people who have no medical knowledge, they are not they do not have any expertise. They are sitting in the decision makers' seat. They are taking the decisions right from the beginning, and this complex political medical complex that the British Medical Journal has said, they are taking the decisions, and the real public health strategists, they are giving reminders, their experiences they want to share, they exhort them to rethink, but no one is going to listen. But it appears that we are forced to say that, is it going to happen by a script written beforehand? Then why are not they listening to this warning? Why are not they listening to the experts say? Why are not they doing course corrections?
Wonderful.
So if it is not done, if good sense do not arise among our political leaders, indeed we have a very gloom and bleak future ahead.
Yeah, very bleak future if the efforts of these fellows, gentlemen, and the other manufacturers who are trying to come on the media, they are just highlighting them 100 crore, and he comes and states, I questioned him online, what is your degree? Because I don't know. Even, sorry, Mr. Poonawalla, beforehand,
Media loves him to call the prince of the vaccine.
What is that nonsense? What is that nonsense? Without science, logic, you are
Not
dealing with human beings, and
There
that
is
too.
no-
I questioned him.
It will say that.
I questioned not only that gentleman, including that media. If he is so sure, remove that emergency use authorization and public funding to all the manufacturers across the globe, including Pfizer, Modern, all US to India, all those governments. If you are so sure, remove emergency use authorization. If you are so sure,
Another thing
let
is
the
that-
liability and compensation angle come. Then we will see this gentleman, and then they should clearly come out with the data, that peer review data. And without anything, 1 month before, he is just going on vaccinating third dose. What the hell is this? Is this a country ruled by or dictated by
Yes,
science,
but
logic, or
that
medicine?
He has already had the doses for booster doses. He has also.
Now, how ridiculous! I'm appealing to every common man. मैंने हर एक नागरिक को मैं आपको एक निवेदन है, ये एक आवेदना है और निवेदन. यही लोग WHO से लेकर ICMR, FDC, CDC, कोई भी हो, अमेरिका से लेकर भारत, ये लोग ये कहते आए कि नए वेरिएंट्स आए. मैं यही आपको बताना चाह रहा था, ये नए वेरिएंट जब आया 220 में, तब ये लोग वैक्सीन बनाए. अब ये नया वेरिएंट जब आया, इसका वैक्सीन उसी से चलता क्या जो 220 में हमें मैन्युफैक्चर किया, डेल्टा दूसरे वायरस, ये किस तरह काम करेगा? आप ही सोचिए. आप लोग सोचना, हम दिमाग लगाना. क्या किस हमारे को कुछ ये बना रहे क्या? आर दे फूलिंग अस?
There are two important.
यस सर, प्लीज.
There are two important aspects of this variant story.
यस.
One thing is that they make the people believe that this mutant means monstrous. There is no science behind it. We do not know how much percentage of genetic changes is there. They are not coming out with all the facts on the public domain. We can assume only. Whatever, by their own admission, there is only 0.3% change in the genetic constitution of this mutant strain called Delta compared with the original one. And remember, This mutations is very natural for this respiratory virus, RNA viruses. Mutation does mean nothing than a small changes in their base sequences. Very small changes. They change it because they want to live on.
I know.
It is the survival strategy of the viruses. And that doesn't mean they are going to be monster. In most of the cases, the mutant strains are milder than the original one. That fact they're suppressing. They're telling the lie. Very few of them may prove more killer, but most of them become milder than the original one. The logic is simple. It is the evolutionary biology, logic of evolutionary biology. Virus is the invader, human is the host. They have come to live on the body of the host. If the host gets killed, where will they survive? So, the mutation happens in natural course, and we build a symbiotic relation between the virus, because as a result of interplay between the immunity of us and the virulence attacking power of the virus, a dynamic situation is reached where we both live happily,
That's-
except some situations where it crop up at a rate more than the endemic one.
Wonderful.
That may happen, but that is very rare.
That is very rare. It is a symbiotic. We learn, virus learns to live with us, and we will learn to live with
The
virus.
basic
Where is the
science
need for
that
mass
we
vaccination? That is a
upside
big
down.
question
That
now.
is the thing.
Yeah.
Very basic science.
Basic
And
science.
one more thing I stressed in my slide, that COVID-19 is definitely very much contagious. But what did they wanted to put to the people to feed them that this is very contagious and very fatal. This can't happen. This goes against the principle of the evolutionary biology. The virus, or for that matter any pathogen which is very much contagious, spread very fast over a larger geographic area, but ultimately turn out to be a least fatal, because that is the reason of propagation.
Wonderful. Now, this is a challenge to a CDC, FDA, ICMR, WHO. They learn to live in a symbiotic atmosphere with the living human being as a host.
And we have reached the endemic stage. I have emphasis on this fact that none other than Dr. Gagandeep Kang, who is on the working committee of COVID-19 of the government, she herself said in a newspaper that we have reached endemic stage. It means from now on we have to live with this virus. There cannot be any situation like zero COVID. There cannot be any situations like zero TB, zero malaria, zero dengue. No, it can never be. It is unscientific to think in this direction. Likewise, if someone thinks that we have to vaccinate 100% population to get rid out of it completely, it is nonsense. It is not science. It has some other agenda.
It is nonsense. 100 crore vaccines. It is nonsense, not a science. It has come out with commercial agenda. You have seen a manufacturer who doesn't have a scientific background, appears on TV shows, and he's celebrating, and he says he has got stockpiles. How can you have a stockpiles without science and logic, without proper testing? We say, where is the
You cannot have
safety?
stockpiles until the authorization is given. ICMR laws, it is laid down rules by the ICMR that you cannot produce for market until you get authorization. But in the earlier case, they also said it in a press release that in the month of November that they have already produced and stockpiled 40 million doses even when before the beginning of the third phase trial. How can they do? How could they do? They said that at-risk license. At-risk means they have no risk. We are always at risk. Risk of this expanding this public exchequer, draining the public money, and the risk of our health. Both are the risks in terms of us, not in them.
So it's a high time now. We'll say bye to you, and you people understand. Again, there is a rise in petrol and diesel, all those related, and this money they are fleecing from our pockets, and they are stating that it is free of cost. Really, that is why they are not bringing oil and gas or petrol under GST. एवरी सिटीज़न, मैं निवेदन करता हूँ, आप सोचिए, एलपीजी हम कहते हैं, जो भी है, जो पेट्रोल हो, गैस हो या डीजल हो, किस तरह दाम बढ़ाएंगे, हमारे से वो दाम बढ़ाते हुए हमारे पैसे छीन कर हमारे को फ्री देने की वादा करते हैं, लेकिन वो फ्री में ही बहुत कुछ लोगों को, ये वैक्सीन मैन्युफैक्चरर्स और इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज़ को फोर्ब्स लिस्ट में उनको बहुत बहुत बड़े पैसे के खिलाफ, पैसे के विश्वास में ये लोग इतने बड़े हो गए, हम यहाँ पर इतने प्राइजेस, डीजल हो, पेट्रोल हो, गैस, इतनी हाई प्राइजेस, और उसके साथ में एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज़ हम जो खाते हैं, जो पीते हैं, ये सब इतनी महंगाई हो गई, इसका अलग हमारे को भुगतना पड़ रहा है, साथ में ट्रांसपोर्ट कॉस्टली हो गया, और हमारे साथ छीन लिया जा रहा हमारी कमाई पैंडमिक के टाइम में। ये पैसे मैन्युफैक्चरर्स उनको देने के बाद ये लोग वर्ल्ड के बड़े रिचेस्ट बन रहे हैं अपने सफरिंग। वी आर सफरिंग, बट दीज मैन्युफैक्चरर्स एंड फार्मेसी कंपनीज, they are becoming neo rich, world rich. How can this be? Kindly understand, nothing is coming free. Nothing is coming free. Everything is being fleeced.
Nothing.
You check the prices in from March 2020 till October 2021. Pulses, oils, everything, and petrol, diesel, gas. We are ending up paying more in spite of pandemic. Because of pandemic, the prices should have come down. More good nutrition for the common people, but prices are rising. Why? This public money is going into the hands and pockets of these manufacturers of vaccines, insurance companies, because once you get scared, you are getting hospitalized. There also drug trials are happening. That is why we have challenged under what protocol you have been treating patients with such type of drugs. No answer. Why are they making you to sign mandatory? Why do they need a sign? Why do you need a registration? Do you even do that for BCG or other vaccines? Is there any registration? Think. आप सोचिए. This is for today. आपके सोच ही आपको बचाया पाएगा. Your thinking, your common sense will overcome nonsense and dictates from these fellows. Otherwise, you are putting our health at stake. Don't follow those people who preach something other than logic, other than science, other than common sense. Don't get carried away by these things and don't become fearful. That is why we have shown, with due respects to all politicians and political, why they are traveling, how they are traveling, what is that mandate, or they have undergone RT-PCR. Let them show. Let them clearly show what are the vaccines they have taken and how those countries, European or whatever it is, when they say everything is being multiplied in spite of Israel studies, US studies, we have shown Sri Lanka and our own Indian studies by our own official COVID group stating that we have already got 67% antibodies. That means we have attained herd immunity. When you attain herd immunity, why this under trial vaccines, under emergency use authorization, no liability and compensation, being paid by us in the form of taxes? Think. It is a big mess which is being imposed on us. Let us come out of it. Question properly. Question with logic. Question with evidence. Question with science. That is when these people will run away. Thank you, Dr. Gautam Das ji. I hope to see you next week with the promised good slides again. So for all the people in India, we say Sukha Nidra Shubharatri. For the world over, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Stay connected. Use your intelligence. Use this. Only then nonsense will go away from our lives. At least this Diwali. Because for us, Dr. TSPR channels with wonderful guests like Dr. Das, Banerjee and who not, Purushottam Reddy, Subbarao, whether it is climate or health, or Mr. Sagar Dara, we have been at the forefront celebrating Diwali every day. For us, preaching, bringing science, logic, common sense into the public domain to enlighten people is a Diwali every day for us. This telecast will be repeated tomorrow on Citizens Dr. TSPR channel at 8 a.m. instead of 11 a.m. I will correct inside the, because from 10:10 there is a big live show is happening from another very good college. They are also coming out with something on climate to save the extinction of this earth planet. So that starts at 10:10. So this retelecast will be rescheduled for 8 a.m. Wake up early of Sunday. अगर आप सब कुछ देखना चाहते हैं क्या हो रहा है दुनिया के साथ, हमारे आरोग्य के साथ, स्वास्थ्य के साथ, 8 बजे उठिए फिर देखिए. लेकिन ये ना भूलिए आप सब्सक्राइब करिए डॉक्टर TSPR चैनल, सिटीजन्स डॉक्टर TSPR चैनल, एनवायरनमेंट पीपल डॉक्टर TSPR चैनल. सब्सक्राइब ही नहीं, शेयर करिए और सपोर्ट करिए. डू सब्सक्राइब डॉक्टर TSPR चैनल. Don't forget to support and share it across the globe. Links will never be changed because me and Dr. Das, like any other guest, we are not into politico that complex. Take care. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.